London's Oxford Street, one of the busiest shopping streets in the world. And now a new generation of British Muslim women are heading there to shop in the big chains and fashion stores. A recent survey into Muslim women's lifestyle revealed that almost half of the 1,000 women questioned shopped on the high street. Carried out by British Muslim chocolate company Huma Foods and inspirational new Muslim women's lifestyle magazine Sisters, the survey asked some interesting questions to try and learn more about their consumer and improve their products. The results have revealed some fascinating insights into the thoughts, opinions and ideas of Muslim women living in the UK. Respondents from all over the country were asked to give their views on issues as diverse as hijab, food and clothes shopping, women entrepreneurs and what Islam means to them.
For us, it's astounding that we got so much interest in the survey. And I think the fact that we came together in terms of Sisters Magazine and Huma Foods and we worked together on this really allowed us to pull upon our different angles in terms of our different sort of customer base and see that we would cover the whole range of people, old, young, liberal, more strict, across the board.
Sisters is the UK's first glossy magazine for Muslim women. The team behind it come from all over the world and are committed to satisfying a Muslim woman's varied needs, spiritual, intellectual, emotional and practical. It began as an online publication last year, but was so popular it is now published quarterly.
The idea behind it was to inspire Muslim women to be the best that they could be in all aspects of their lives. I had written a book called From My Sister's Lips, which had been very, very well received by Muslim women, and they found it very inspirational. So as an author and as a writer, I wanted to find another avenue of reaching out to these women, and we thought magazine would be the best. So we decided that we wanted to not just be a religious magazine but cover other aspects of our lives as well, so family, personal relationships, the community, home, garden, food, fashion, etc. And that's how we began, really, with a hope and a prayer.
Arabian Nights in London's East End brings the flavour of the East to this multicultural part of the city and attracts a wide-ranging clientele. Owner Yasmin Safri invited some of her customers to discuss their views on the results of the survey. One of the topics that raised some interesting points was shopping for halal food. The study found 63% of women only shopped at their local butcher and grocer for their halal produce. Most found that the major supermarkets failed to fully supply their needs and charged a lot more for their limited ranges. Interestingly, there was a call for healthier and higher quality halal products. A lot of the ranges focus on high-fat processed foods, but there is a growing demand for reasonably priced organic and premium products, especially for children. And as growing consumers, the survey revealed a strong demand for Muslim brands that are halal and Sharia compliant and support Islamic beliefs, an important market the major chains could tap into.
I think it's really encouraging that the supermarkets are actually attracting a lot of the Muslim markets, because obviously they know there's a great need for it. They do know that all the other small retailers and all the other shops are actually gaining from that advantage, where they're trying to actually grasp that at the same time. But I think they could actually dedicate an area. For example, the kosher meat section could be dedicated to Muslim people as well as the Jewish communities. I think there should be more sections so at least people know exactly how many customers are actually shopping in those areas. It gives them a better idea and it gives us a better indication of where to shop.
I think you just need like the little halal logo, which some places are kind of doing, and I think just something simply like that, instead of kind of saying, oh, this section's for like Muslim women, this section's for Jewish people, I think a tiny little logo like that, and it'll be so much more simpler.
People felt that the kind of food that the halal companies themselves are offering is maybe not that suited to our taste today, because now obviously many of us are looking for really good quality meat, maybe even organic meat.
The women were also asked what the hijab meant to them. Most viewed it as dressing modestly and covering their hair, but others incorporated a wider meaning of modesty, privacy and morality.
I think until when you put the hijab on, you actually really understand what being a Muslim is about, really, fully, completely. It's completely a way of life. You are so much more positive, you're so much more in touch with what you do on an everyday basis. It makes you think about what you do on a daily basis, whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. So I think the hijab is a complete overall of Islam, and it's about our identity.
we choose to do it, and that's the great thing about it. And I think everybody that you see with hijab on, there's so much about she's been forced to put that on. Not today.
Half the women surveyed would like to run their own business one day, a trend that fashion designer and businesswoman Yasmin supports. Her boutique bridges Western concepts with Eastern values.
I think there's not enough Muslim women in the business. I try and run it from all aspects, from the creative side, from the management, from the marketing, everything about this place I've actually done myself. And I think as Muslims we should be there to actually make people understand what Islam is about, what the clothing is about. We get so many non-Muslim people in here, and I actually think that's something that I'm so proud of, and I really think that I should be doing a lot more of.
While embracing aspects of Western culture, Muslim women have not turned their back on traditional Eastern commodities, like the fragrances sold at luxury perfumery Arabian Oud. And while family are still the main priority, for a third of Muslim women, success is about effectively combining work and career with family life. With an increased spending power, the modern British Muslim woman is also able to enjoy the opportunities the West has to offer.
I use the normal high street shops, Oxford Street, everywhere, like, you know, my favourite shops I do. And then in there I have a choice, you know. And their shops, I think they're getting new lines of fashion that are more suitable for both Muslim and non-Muslim women.
Travelling, restaurants and socialising have become much more a part of life. 64% go on holiday abroad a few times a year. More and more restaurants are offering halal food, with larger high street chains even opening halal branches.
Sometimes there's certain things like if you have got a work event and all your colleagues want to go to a certain place, there may be like a bar sort of attached to it, alcohol being served, so you kind of have to stay away from that and you just sort of excuse yourself. But a lot of the time, you know, simple things like going to the cinema, going to eat, travelling, these kind of things, I mean, they don't hold me back, and for me it's absolutely fine. You can kind of still get on with that.
Umma Foods was established in 2004 as a manufacturer of halal chocolates. No alcohol or animal fats are used in the production process, ingredients or packaging. It is a community-focused company and has supported organisations such as the Muslim Youth Helpline and is about to launch a new product, a premium chocolate bar range. After consulting their biggest consumer, Muslim women, Managing Director Khalid Sharif is confident it will be met positively.
Addressing the economic and social issues in the UK within the Muslim community, business is a great way to do this. It encourages energy to put into sort of areas where there's a great need. Myself, my business is a way of me expressing my opinions of what's going on in the UK, whether it's addressing the needs of the Muslim community in education, socially, addressing the needs of Muslim women. Even the survey itself has helped dispel the myths that have been created by the media of what Muslim women are. And I think as a company, we have to create the business to create the products, but we also have a great responsibility to ensure that we address the needs of the community, because the community are the group that are supporting us. So it's very important for us.
I think really the thing that inspired people by the survey was that it showed a very ordinary side of Muslim women that people hadn't really thought of before. When people think of Muslim women in general, the picture that is painted by the media is this exotic, this exotic creation, very much two-dimensional, sort of maybe very otherworldly, she doesn't speak English, or she doesn't speak to men, or she covers, and all these things. And for people to hear that Muslim women shop in Primark was like, oh, they're just like everybody else after all, which people didn't expect. So, I mean, it was for me and for all of us, that was the really interesting thing, that you had a very high level of Islamic involvement, Islamic, awareness. But then again, very, very ordinary, just like every other British woman.
Islam remains as important as ever to the lives of Muslim women living in Britain, with the overwhelming majority viewing it as their guide to life. But alongside their beliefs, many are embracing the opportunities that the UK has to offer and balancing those alongside the demands of their faith. Born in the UK, this generation of Muslim women are proving that Islam can be incorporated into a more Western culture, dispelling myths and proving they are not an enigma.